Welcome to the F Cup. Not that kind of F Cup, a Finnish Cup. And a Finnish Cup for predominantly front and rear wheel drive cars. Blind rallies that you don't have pace notes for, you have a road book that's provided with some safety notes, as I call them, organiser notes. I've also seen them described as, and then you just drive the stages without a co-driver, or in the case of the F Cup here, you can have a real co-driver who only refers to the notes provided. Basically, is there a big junction at the end of a straight that you might need to know about? It provides that. I'm driving in a Volvo 240 and I'm not going to be very fast, and for this rally, the Lahja rally in particular, we have only got default setup here for the first 3 stages, so they will be a bit of a struggle and the results may reflect that. But let's get straight to stage 1. Right, well, let's do this then. There's no point really waiting about, is there?
3, 2, 1, go!
And we're not going to have brakes here for the early part of the rally, but it is what it is. We'll just be very careful then. Or do that. We got some damage, that's for sure. I'm having to left foot brake into a corner, then switch to right foot braking to get some semblance of braking, which is not ideal, particularly when you have some steering related damage. Hoping it might just be a steering arm or toe link, whatever it's called. But there's nothing we can do about this now. Both the damage and the setup. We'll fix the damage at the service. We'll have a setup option here when we reach service park as well. We just have to keep it not crashing again and accept the time loss. I was never going to be super fast in this championship anyway. It doesn't help that I went for a run today after work, and I can feel that in my legs right now when I try and just mash the brakes there. But it is what it is, we've got to do that as well, you know. I only got to manage 4 shorty stages anyway, so it's fine. I think it was described as like some smaller stages to start off the rally, and then the proper rally begins after the service. So we're through that. By no means a good time, but I'm not in any way troubling the brakes here. We will be very good with our brake budget down here. So at the end of stage 1, Meitula was won by Esko Kuyamaki with a 2:37.650 in front of Tommy Mäkinen, not that one, then Takisio, Jukka, Erkala Antti, Oltasan, Henry, Mikael, Sas, Kilati, Joona Koskela, Vilenkiville, Italimi Jesse, and that rounds out that. Where did we finish? All the way down indeed in 31st, with Hooks just in front of us and Clarkson behind us. And that will obviously also, being stage 1, reflect the overall standings. Let's see here. Oh, there's the beer hat man, who, as Hawksy says, apparently shouts, "Tow rope up the arse," or something to that effect. And I'm about to need that. Wow. That was lucky. Junction! Red arrows are bad. And then we have another junction at the end here. But yeah, just super slow. I have no brakes in this thing. It is fairly wild. Oh, there's a tank there. I think I've driven the inverse layout or the reverse layout of this one as much. Interesting. I don't know how bad this one is. And when you don't have brakes, you can't really push particularly hard. But yeah, we were very lucky with the damage. Whoop! Arrow pointing in that direction is not nice. Blind driving, you learn to appreciate these arrows a lot more and what they mean for you. Normally they're kind of just an indication, but this is really where they come into their own. Otherwise you could get caught out in an instant there, but we were through and we didn't fuck that one as much as we did the first one, so I'm hoping the times are looking much better this time round. So that was stage 2, Hulme, which was won by Tommy Mäkinen, not that one, in front of Esko Kutomaki, Henry Mikael Santikaliti, Jukka Vilniki Ville, NRK, Janne Heinonen Altosen, Metonen Timo, and then rounding out with us quite a fair bit down, not as far down thankfully, in 31st, sorry, with Hooks right in front of us and an incendiary unit behind me. Coincidentally, we had 3 foreigners grouped together. And in the overall standings, it is Tommy Mäkinen, not that one, leading the way with a total time of 4 minutes 46 seconds, 281 parts of a second, in front of Esko Kutomaki, Jukka Tukisio, Autosan, Kilaranti, Henry Mikael Salski-Kalski, Vilinkiville, Onni Pitkanen in a lovely little Renault Clio Williams there. And we are sitting in 31st with Hooks and Marsa behind us. I believe that's the Finnish version of NASA down there. So it's a communist Fiat in front of 2 Volvos back here. Right, let's baby it through here as well. I mean, if you're wondering how bad this is really to drive, for me, very, Wrong suspension, wrong diff, obviously the wrong brake pressures. Most disturbingly of all is that, which just kills any semblance of confidence. He's getting on the brake here and it's just barely slowing the car down, if at all, which is really unpleasant. I did a practice rally. What was went 5, I think we're up to now there, with the default setup, so at least I learned what it's going to do, and I learned it's not going to do much when you brake. It's alright over bumps and crests, but in terms of actually having a car that slows you down, which in fairness in a blind rally, very important to have a car that will slow. We'll just bring it nice and steadily in here. Hey, come set that mark. Yeah. Think something's coming up here. Yeah, there it is. Hello. And then here again. Yep. And again. Please, for the love of the maker, be slow. Brake, please, for the love of the gods. I'm just happy to survive that one, you know. Stage 3, Peralla, I think, was won by Tommi Mäkinen. Not that one. In front of Esko Kytömäki, Onni Pitkänen, Jukka Oltosan, Villeneuve, Tuominen Timo, Jona Koskela and Henry Mikael Salski-Kalski rounding out the top 9, with me in 28th position, some 19 seconds if we're being truthful, but let's not be, behind the fastest time, right behind Yal Wons and NRK behind me. And overall, it is Tommi Mäkinen leading the way in front of Esko Kytömäki, in front of Jukka Autosan, Akilaranti, Henry Mikael Salski-Kalski, Takisio, Villeneuve, Onni Pitkänen, and I am advancing steadily to 30th overall, right behind Hugs, and in front of Marsa. So I'm actually leading a few Finns at the moment. That's exciting. At least we should have working brakes now. Take it easy here in the early part of the stage, just make sure we feel that out. Oh yes, oh yes! Working brakes, how lovely. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Problems, of course, is that I'll be perhaps going a bit harder now, which could also lead to unforeseen consequences. The front brakes may be a bit hot, too high now, but you know, can't complain too much. First we don't have any, now we have too much. I will just be appreciative of the fact that the vehicle actually wants to be slowing down now. See if we can't get that sort of right foot, left foot braking into corners that we're then right foot braking out of my head now. And just use the right foot to brake. Those corners like here. And just a tap over the left foot. I think there's a bad one coming up here where you can fall into like a lake or river. So we just backed it off it. Yep, see? What's this? I mean, it's a corner, I know that, but how tight is it? I don't know. I think I crashed out in a Thousand Lakes rally there over the Christmas period, so that kind of sticks with you. Not in a Volvo though, we didn't have it then. I think we get into like a really fast section here, but we could also not. Oh yes. We also think we've got a couple of technical corners coming up still at some point. I'll be after this one. Oh no! Yeah, fuck the police! I'm much faster than 70. Brake! No, you don't need to be braking here. You know this one's pretty much a flat. But I think this might be where we remember that there's a very... Yep. Because it's always a bit nasty, this one. Like, these stages are really bad to drive like this. I don't drive them nearly enough as I should. But obviously you end up in like a situation where you half know a stage. Like, I know there's some tricky points coming up. I just don't fully remember exactly where they are. So it's a bit testy. So how much were we off the pace here now? That'll be very interesting to see. Having completed stage 4, Narayave, it is Tommy Mäkinen who won the stage in front of NRK Esko Kutomaki, Tekisio Lopez, Uni Pitkanen in the Renault Williams, in front of Erkila Antti Altasan Hepi in the Abarth in top 9, and I'm all the way up in 17th on that run. Very good to see. Right behind Jona Koskela in a Escort, and right in front of Jals in a Communist Fiat. And overall that sees the rally being led by Tommy Mäkinen in front of Esko Kutomaki, Tekisio Altasan, Erkila Antti, Jukka, Uni Pitkanen, NRK, and Janne Heinonen in the top 9, and we are again steadily advancing here up to 23rd, right behind Mr. Pacenotes himself, Lopez, and in front of Elias H. So it's looking good. That's 3 Volvos together. Nice.
3, 2, 1.
All right, let's see here what we can do. Like, it's very concerning when you come over a crest like that and you just have trees in front of you. You need to figure out where the road goes. Yeah, I'm going to be concerned about the arrow, I see. Also, there's a man there. I was reasonably through there, being very slow, of course, for like normal pace, but for me, in a blind rally, that's good. What's here? Oh, just a bit of a right-hander into a sweeping left-hander. And then, how tight do we think this is? Oh, very. Okay, great. I really appreciate that. Very clear to see. This one. And this one. So yeah, we're definitely... I feel like we're finding more pace here when we have our own setup on the car. Surprising out. It wouldn't have been too bad with my own pedals, but this is not nice at all. Wasn't nice at all, but now it's good. Now the car's actually behaving the way I expect it to. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Cleanly through so far, really, other than the first stage, so can't complain too much. And the results after stage 5. Torsila is winner. Is there any point? Tommy Mäkinen in front of NRK, Altasan, Tekizio, Hepi, Eskukutamäki, who's dropped a bit there, Onni Pitkänen, Lupis, and we are in 16th, right behind me, Metin and Timu, and with Sami Pikanpalo behind me. I'm really good at pronouncing these names, I know. 3 Volvos together, as it should be. So overall, after stage 5, the rally is being led by Tommy Mäkinen. In front of Eskukutamäki, Tekizio, Altasan, Jukka, Onni Pitkänen, Erkka Antti, NRK and Hepe. And we are down in 21st, so gaining position still. Also delightful to see quite a bit of variety in the standings now. We have got an above in the top 10. Good to see, good to see. We've got a couple of front wheel drivers as well, so things are progressing nicely here. Alright, Pengen. Alright, Pengen Poya is a whopper. Obviously, if you are Finnish or you drive these stages a lot, which again I assume is you know, a large part of Finns drive these stages quite a bit, you'll have a massive advantage over the likes of me. But that's why I'm doing this. It's a challenge, a test, something very much outside my comfort zone. Corner, yep. Let's go that way, actually. Set it up to go right back there. Road went left. That's a small technical detail that could prove important in the end. We go a bit straight and then we turn here. We're coming up to a junction. Well, that's very tight actually, isn't it? Blimey. I don't want to go charging up over crests because I don't know what's behind them most of the time. I shot myself a tiny amount there. Good old turbo boat though. I also got quite a bit of rear brake bias, which seems to be working out. It's just helping for those corners where coming in just a bit too hot, lock the rears, then they can like slightly dance it round. Oh, yeah. Ooh, oh la la! Oh, oi, 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 oi! That's the right way of going. It's Sweden, not France. Not Sweden, Finland. Put the wrong bloody country there. Just got to be going aye, 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 aye when there's a big moment. Easy. I've driven this stage a handful of times. I'm absolutely working hard here. I'm going to be very slow, but I'm focused. It's only a mediocre rally driver can be. Oh. And the penultimate stage was won by Tommy Mäkinen in front of Jonas Lund with a stunning time, recovering significantly from dramas early on in the rally. I know Jonas had a roll at one point, so very much clawing back time, striking hard, gaining positions before the rally closes. 11 seconds down there on Tommy Mäkinen. In third, though, we've got Jukka in a Volvo, we've got Onni Pitkänen, Vilenicki Ville, Autosan, Tekisio, Lupis, and the Janneman himself, Janne Latinen, right there in ninth in a communist Abarth, so that's good to see too. I finished that stage 17th, right behind Jone Koskela in an Escort, and in front of Elias H again in a Volvo, which overall means that the rally is being led by everyone together now. Tommy Mäkinen in front of Tekisio, Autosan, very close though, just 4 seconds there, with Jukka right on the tailpipes there, just half a second behind. Onni Pitkänen in fifth, some 3.3 seconds down, a bit of a gap to Erkki Larantti, 12.5 seconds down, but then a massive climber is Janne Latinen in the, that's massively wrong pronounced actually, it's Lahanen. I've just made up a bunch of letters there, sorry Janne, didn't mean to do that. In the communist Fiat, in front of Happy, and another massive climber is Jonas. I mean Jonas Lund, but I'm trying to use the RSF names, which is just the name in reverse in a Volvo. Good to see, making significant gains. I'm up to 17th however, right behind Jals in a communist Fiat, and in front of Pens Kois in a communist Fiat. So that's a treacherous place to be as we head into the final stage of the rally. It's the final stage of the rally, we just got to bring it through and then I can say that I finished the rally, which given the start is an achievement. Oh, fuck that one! How the turbo boat didn't explode there is beyond my understanding. But it didn't, because it's built to be driven by Swedes, and we all know they're some of the most ham-fisted individuals on this planet. Oh, you can bin it there with a fence. We didn't bin it there with a fence. That is the sound of I don't know what's coming up. But survived that one. Very happy about that. But how did we do in the rally? And that's the final stage of the rally completed. It was won by Tommy Mäkinen in front of Turkisio, Joona Koskela, Jukka Autosan and Jonas Lund with a stunning time once again, 6th fastest there, gaining massive amounts of time on the other runners in front of Oni Pitkänen, Erkka Antti and then Lahan and Janne. I can't get along with Finnish names, there's just a lot of letters in orders that I don't understand. I'm a simple Dane, I do not understand complicated names. However, I finished that stage in a steady 18th out of 24 finishes. I'm very happy with that. We finished right behind Hooks in front of Sami Pinkapalo, but the rally was won, and massive shock here by Tommy Mäkinen in front of Turkisio, who finished a whopping 1.4 minutes down on Tommy. Then we have a 5.5 second back gap back to Jukka, and an Autosan less than a second behind, which is impressive on a blind rally like this. Only Pitkänen in 5th, some 6.7 seconds behind. Erkka Antti, 14.5 seconds behind. But then we have the Janneman himself in 7th in a communist Fiat, 21 seconds behind Erkka Antti, and 1 minute 53 seconds behind the fastest time. You can't really do 1.53, that makes no sense, brain, come on. And then we have Jonas Lund just not getting ahead of the J-Man, 3.5 seconds down. Joona Koskela rounding out the top 9 here in a Ford Escort, 12 seconds back behind the other Jonas. And then I finish in 15th, very, very annoyingly, right behind Kringle. 31 seconds, probably what I lost on stage 1, but it is what it is. In front of Penkois, 7 seconds in front. So yeah, that has been the F Cup here. These are shortish rallies, but they're blind. It is so weird to drive it. I have no confidence at all driving this. I feel like I can't drive at all, but that's why I'm doing it. It's a fun experience. You're being pushed outside of your comfort zone with no pace notes. So I would wholeheartedly recommend signing up for this one if this is at all your interest. The next rally isn't until a wee while yet, so I don't have to go through and do all of this bloody graphics work again. That takes a long time. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in here. This has been a bloody beautiful F Cup. Thank you and goodbye.